Okay, we got to come up with something better. Our marketing messages are not getting out to the audience that we need it to. We need something to go viral for once.
A lot of things have succeeded at that. What if we put our logo on branded Snuggies? Or like we could get some of those stools that go in front of the potty. Maybe use that. No, I've got one. This one is proven to go viral. It did before. It's going to work. I'll be right back. Look, if you want content to go viral, you have to do what everybody else is doing. 3 words for you: Ice Bucket Challenge.
The Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yes, but this time for bloggers. Look, this is how it's gonna work.
Look, you can spend your entire career creating Me Too content and hoping for your product review to rank, or you can do something that's gonna make it instantly stand out. That's what we wanna show you in this video. So for a long time, we've been really hesitant about recommending that anyone do product reviews at all because, well, I was looking for a travel backpack. I'm taking my kids on a safari to South Africa this week, tomorrow, and so I was looking for a good carry-on backpack. And you start looking online and it's everything Me Too content. Best carry-on travel backpacks. And they just went to Amazon and grabbed the top 5 and they put them there and they talked a little bit about their take on them.
And they probably didn't even buy them.
It's so obvious. You can spot a crap review from a mile away.
Yep.
It's so obvious when they're basically just listing products.
And the thing is that once upon a time it worked, right? Consolidating reviews from the internet and giving your take on it, it was effective.
And it can still be today, but only if there's no competition. And now there's competition almost everywhere online. Product reviews are money because they're buyer intent keywords. And so there's going to be competition for them. But I learned that you can do it a better way. And we've seen it in our secret case study. Project 24 members know how we created a secret YouTube channel with no special advantages. We're not telling you because we don't want a flood of people going there to do it. But product review content has kicked butt for us over there.
It's actually some of the top viewed content.
By far.
Because it's what people are looking for.
Yeah, and it's what we want to make because they're buyer intent kind of keywords. So here's how you do it. The most important thing you can do is to just buy the products and live with them for a while.
Yeah, and that's key, right? Because, you know, there's the advice is out there. We've even given it before of like, you want to review vacuum cleaners, go buy 10 vacuum cleaners, spill a bunch of sand and dirt and mud on the carpet and see how they do. But if you haven't lived with a vacuum, there are a lot of things about the vacuum that you won't even notice. The thing that bothers me most about my vacuum is that to use the wand, I have to unwrap the whole cord. That wouldn't come up in a review if I were to just take the vacuums and test them.
So when we say things like that, like have that hands-on experience, I think a lot of people say, that sounds great, except that sounds expensive as well. You know, I kind of feel like, okay, but this isn't an investment. You're starting a business. If you're expecting a real return, like, are you willing to put something into it? Maybe this is something we got to save up for. But I think there's just real value in doing that. So if I'm going to be, doing, outdoor, those saws to cut down tree limbs and stuff. Maybe if I'm going to create that content, I'm going to save up for a little bit and I'm going to spend $1,000 and I'm going to go buy 5 of them and I'm going to spend a lot of time with them. And then a lot of times you can just return them.
If your whole website is built around product reviews,
it's going to get pricey.
It's going to get very pricey very fast. And so we still don't recommend making a, logging toolreviews.com because, I mean, it works for some people, but you have to be willing to be the best.
Yep.
The backpack example, packhacker.com.
They're the best.
They're the best. And
you
they
can't even
are
argue.
10 levels above all of the other backpack reviews. And so for them, being a backpack review site works.
So let's see what they're doing that has worked so well. So when you look at a review from Pack Hacker, all of the things that other bloggers would just spew out the manufacturer's specs. How wide is the laptop compartment? Well, 15 inches, but we all know it's usually like 14 and a half, right?
Yep.
So they're like actually taking a bunch of different laptops and saying, yes, it fits this year's MacBook Pro. No, it doesn't fit this and that. You know, for the carry-on requirements, most reviewers would just say the manufacturer said it was carry-on compliant. They typed in all the data in one Excel sheet for 162 airlines. And so now when they get a new pack that they're reviewing, they just compare it to all of them, I'm sure, in their own Excel sheet.
Sure.
And they can quickly see it's compatible with 100 of the 162 airlines. So you know if it's carry-on compliant. It's just taking it so much further. And so no matter what your industry is, take what your main affiliate products would be, like skip all the gadgets and other stuff that you could recommend at some point. Like at least for this main content, take what you do want to review and kick butt with it. Actually go buy those things, actually take these steps to really put some things, because like if I'm making a dirt bike website, I would love to have the reviews of helmets. Helmets are $150, $200. It's a great price for an affiliate kind of thing. And people have a lot of questions on weight and fit and everything else.
Exactly.
So I'm going to take one category of product and I'm going to dominate that.
The review for that, exactly. What this doesn't work for is those low-end products, right? And so if instead of the helmets, I were to do like, helmet defogging spray, right?
Yeah.
It's a $2 bottle of product.
Or a shock mount.
A shock
It's
mount
like
for a mic.
$15.
Yeah, I mean, people, first of all, aren't looking for a review for that. They're just going to Amazon and looking at the star rating.
And it's good enough. It's a cheap item.
Exactly. It's on higher ticket items that people really want to think about it, and that's where they're going to trust a review. And if the review is clearly not just an aggregation of what's already on Amazon, that's where you add value, and so that's where you can actually win in the Google rankings.
So one of those ways that you can add value really easily is by doing a social poll. So I love on Pack Hacker that they just take a picture of the backpack when they get it and they post it on their Instagram, and they just give a percentage of who said it looks good and who says it looks bad. And they'll say 72% of our audience thought it looked pretty cool. Like, that's so cool to add to a review, and you could do that of anything. Taking pictures or the feature set, whatever, poll your audience, or if you don't have an audience yet, go join a Facebook group and just say, hey, I'm reviewing this pack. Do you think it's good looking? It's like so easy to get that. Anybody can do it, but most reviewers just don't use creativity and try to do something cool.
And where the buying the product and living with the product approach works really, really well is, first of all, it actually makes writing the product review so much easier. Because instead of having to aggregate a bunch of information from all over the place, you have primary research. You had the product. And so when it comes time for photos, you don't have to use the same stock photo, the same stock product image that the manufacturer puts out there, which makes yours stand out. So again, on Pack Hacker, I love it when they do this. They have photos or even like a GIF of somebody moving of like an average sized man wearing the backpack and an average sized woman wearing the backpack. And you look at that and you say, oh, I can see about how that backpack fits, about how big it really is compared to a person. That's something you don't get on Amazon in many cases, and it's something you definitely don't get from a lot of other reviews.
Yeah, so that's a mistake that I have made before, is you buy a product to review it, and so you take it out of the box. Maybe we spend 2 or 3 days with it, but I'm reviewing it as soon as I buy it. I've learned that as a mistake because I think it's best to just buy a product, even if you're intending to review it. Just put it into your system, into your daily life for 2 weeks, and just see how it fits for you. And then when you're ready to write the review, now do all the specs, measurements, all that kind of stuff. I made this mistake on Improved Photography because I would review a backpack. I'd be excited about it. It was new. It was different. And so I'd make this glowing review. And then 6 months later in a video, I'm not using that backpack. And somebody says, hey, where's that backpack you reviewed? And I'd be like, oh, in the end, I didn't really like it.
Yeah, it didn't
fit
the system.
I gave it a glowing review. I didn't give it that 2 weeks to just try to use it before I focused on the review.
And product reviews just carry a lot more weight when your viewers can see, like whether it's on YouTube or whether it's on your blog, like they can see that that product reappears again in other places on your website. So somebody that's following you and that trusts you, that sees that pop up over and over and over again, they're like, okay, yeah, that wasn't just, it wasn't just a product review, it was an endorsement. This is what I use. If you want to be like me, come use it too.
Another mistake that I've made is focusing on me too much in the review.
You do that a lot.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So it's easy to get a product, whatever this microphone, and whoa, you do a review and you say, oh, well, I don't like this microphone. It's not very good. And then you put it out there and you put the review out there and it's like, well, I'm a podcaster. Maybe for a singer, this is an awesome microphone, right? And or you're used to the more expensive products, cameras, whatever that you're reviewing, and you kind of poo-poo on this little product, but for somebody that's brand new, that's actually perfect for them. So I would encourage you to try to stay away from the overall ratings on a product review and instead focus on who is the right customer. There are some products that just nobody should buy, but almost all the time there is a right customer. It just might not be you.
Exactly. So instead of focusing on this is a good product or a bad product, or this is a 5-star product and this is a 3-star product, really think about, and this will come out in your writing and in the way that you review the product, think about who is this product for? Who is the ideal person for this product? And that's just going to be way more effective than especially because if you say this is good, this is bad, well, the people for who it's perfect, they're going to be their detractors, and you're going to lose all credibility with those people.
When you're choosing what products to review, like Ricky said, you do have to step it up a little bit. These little $15 items just aren't, it's just not a good target for a review. You got to get something with enough mass. But you can't go, if you try to rank for iPhone review, that's going to be hard. So you want to get something a little bit in between that's big, that people will definitely read reviews of, that there probably even is competition for, and we know there's search volume, but you are willing to take it 10 steps further in that review to get the traffic. And we've done that before. We just reviewed on this YouTube channel some of the most, each one of those products have sold probably 10 million of that item. Extremely huge products, right? And we ranked number 1 consistently for almost everyone we rank. We're there from a new YouTube channel. And the reason was that we bought all of them. We spent time with all of them. And we would do the review. And at the end of the individual review, we'd say, but now you're wondering how it compares to the rest. Here it is, because we have all of them. We can show you how it compares to the rest. And so when somebody watches that review, it doesn't feel like Me Too content. It feels like, thank you. Finally, something that's actually helpful.
Exactly. And I'll point out, because we talked about stepping it up, right? And reviewing products that are a little bit more expensive. That's not the same thing as like in a blog post when you're talking about, the podcasting setup, putting a link to the shock mount that you use.
Why not?
That's not the same thing. We're talking about when you're going to go all out and write a product review. Another great example of good product reviews is the Wirecutter. Those guys are willing to they're doing what we were talking about. They buy all the products, they spend hours and hours with the team testing these things, and then they're able to put out a really, really effective review.
Yeah, my last thought is on price. You're buying products to review, and we talked about that you can definitely return them. But if you do have some main content, you may want to keep it because, you get whatever the 10 vacuums or the 10 video lights, right? And now you do the best video light, the best LED video light, the best video light under $250, the best video light under $100, the best video light under $500, the best video light that has this. You have all 10 products, and now you can package that in a bunch of different ways, and you're just slaying every search term because nobody else has the unfair advantage that you have. So you think of it as being expensive to buy one product for one review, but what if you could buy those products and now it's creating a huge hit list worth of content?
Absolutely.
Make product reviews. They can be really, really valuable, but you guys have got to pinky swear with me. No more Me Too product reviews. Like, please, let's start creating content that's actually valuable, the kind of review that you actually want to read when you get there. If you'll write those, you can rank even on a new site and make good money doing it.